Considering that Kamaru Usman was just competing at welterweight, were you surprised at all when you heard his name be offered?
Yeah, I was surprised. I knew he was kind of in limbo after the losses, of course, and then the performance against Buckley. I was interested in what's he going to do. I knew he wasn't going to go out after a performance against Buckley. But when I think he was waiting for that welterweight shot, maybe fighting Islam, which is a great fight. But right now in that 170 division, there was just too many people on long active streaks that are putting their hands up. And, for him, I said this, at 170, there's nothing he can do that's going to be better than what he already done. He doesn't have the time. He's defended that belt many times, the winning streak, that's never going to be again. So for him, the only way to do something great to add to his legacy is to get that double champ status. So I was surprised, but it made sense, and I was really excited to be able to face a legend like Kamaru Usman.
Last time out, we saw you put on a really dominant performance versus Joaquin Buckley. What went into the decision to move up here to 185 pounds?
Just the opportunity. I like to joke and say I'm a moneyweight fighter now. So, hey, if it's up at welterweight, I'll do it. If it's up at middleweight, I'll do it. Shit, if it's up at light heavyweight, I might do it.
Do you see this path at middleweight as maybe easier to get to the title than it was at 170?
No, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say easier. I think it just fit. It just made sense. I obviously wanted the Islam fight. We talked about that, and I thought that was what was going to be next. But unfortunately, in these things like this, the company kind of has a big say in this, and they felt this was an opportunity. Obviously, I've been up here before and fought the former champion, and so this one just made sense at this time. But it's definitely not easy. I wouldn't say easier with respect to some of these guys right now at the top. I mean, guys like Jared Cannonier, guys like Nasruddin Imavov, Caio Borralho, all these guys, Robocop, all these guys are extremely tough, just like Prates and Morales and all these guys. So, hey, it is what it is.
And then do you believe that a victory over Kamaru Usman is enough to give you that title shot that you want?
I don't believe a victory alone can be enough. I think my resume, definitely, but I don't believe that just a victory over Usman necessarily gives me that direct title shot. The same for him. But the performance, going out there and putting up a performance that eliminates any doubt that I'm the best in the world, that's what's going to guarantee me another shot at that title.
I got one more for you, Kamaru. When you saw how easy Chimaev was able to control Dricus on the ground, did that give you confidence coming into this weekend?
No, I wouldn't say necessarily confidence. Like, that's the big thing. A lot of people are looking at this and going just, oh, yeah, you're a wrestler. You're just going to wrestle. No, there's a lot of things. When I watch fights, it's not just, oh, he exploited that. That's what I'm going to do too. It's different. Different styles make fights. Different fighters make fights. And the biggest thing that I don't think people really understand unless they're actually in there is it's the spiritual aspect of it too. You have to deal with his spirit. Yeah, just because Chimaev had success doing all that, that doesn't necessarily mean the next wrestler is going to have that level of success. It's how he deals with my spirit. I mean, different. It might just be a striking matchup. I might just piece him up. Or I might take him down, or it might be something different. So, I respect his spirit. He fights hard. He's big. He's strong, and he's going to come into the fight. And whatever he gives me, that's the spiritual dance. Whatever he gives me, I'm going to take and try to exploit. So it's not just about the wrestling. It's just about being a complete fighter and being able to go out there and do what I do best, which is dominate.
Dricus, Kamaru was just in here, and I asked him about you saying how, it made sense for you to fight a wrestler because it didn't make sense for you to fight somebody that would be a striker, so you can prove you can beat a wrestler. And he said he tried to not pay too much attention to comments and things he sees online, but he said that he saw a comment of your coach saying that he would be stupid to try and stand and strike with you. And then he kind of took a shot and he said, this is the same coach that said, Hamzat would be stupid to try and wrestle with Dricus. So what do you make of those kind of comments?
Yeah, I mean, what does he want my coach to say? Oh, no, we are so scared of your wrestling. Please don't. Please. Like, should my coach act as if we are scared of his striking? What do you want us? What do you want to say? Like, yeah, sure. We lost our last fight. That's it. He is 3-1 in his last 4, so he can say a little bit less than me.
And last one, I know you said you're kind of excited to not just go with the wrestling this week. You like mixing it up with guys. Dricus said he's looking forward to this fight because it wouldn't make sense for him to go out and get a win against just a pure striker after the way the Chimaev fight went. He said he likes the fact that the wrestling's going to be incorporated and potentially tested again. So what do you make of that statement?
I try not to let any of the stuff get to me. I don't try not to pay that much attention to it. But I also saw a clip of, I think it's his coach, saying that I would be stupid to stand with him. I would be stupid to do this. And this is the same coach that said that if Hamza is just going to use wrestling, Hamza will be stupid to go in there and try that. So I try not to pay attention to any of that. I know what I put in, what I've put in for years and years and years. I trust my team, which is why I ride with my team. It's the same team over and over and over. They know me, and I'm just excited to go in there, let all the training and all the preparation take over, and just basically paint another masterpiece.
He calls himself a moneyweight fighter. He said that
what?
A moneyweight fighter. So he goes where the money goes.
Okay.
So he said
I guess that Buckley fight really, he got paid, nah? He got paid for that Buckley fight.
So he said that the UFC basically, they didn't want to do the Islam fight with him at 170 pounds. So he said he came up here because it was a good opportunity and the UFC thought it made sense for him. So do you think he's fully committed to the division when you hear him say things like, I'm a moneyweight fighter?
Yeah, I mean, you do you, man. Like, you say whatever you have to get that money, whatever. But let's be honest, he definitely was. He definitely was. But, and like I said, he is an incredible fighter, future Hall of Famer. He's done great things, but you call yourself right now a moneyweight fighter just means you've basically made peace with the fact that you will go wherever the money is, and you don't really have that goal set on being the best in the world anymore.
And then what did you think of Sean Strickland's win over Chimaev and then potentially rematching in the future?
Well, I thought it was a very, very close fight. I thought Sean Strickland did a good job. Obviously, he's improved greatly since we fought, and so have I. But, yeah, he did a great job in kind of fighting the type of fight that he needed to fight to come out with the win. I thought it was extremely close. It could have gone either way. But that's the way the judges put it. So it is what it is. He's the champ now.
Last couple. Why do you think Nasruddin Imavov keeps getting bypassed for the title?
So Imavov, I have no idea. I have no intel. I have no inside intel. I just know how this machine works. Well, you never know how it works, but you can, being part of it. The UFC don't like it when, I mean, we've seen it even with guys, Merab and Aljamain, who refuses to fight each other. I understand that point, but the UFC wants the best guys to fight each other. And that makes sense too, from a business point of view. If everybody knows these are the two best guys they need to fight. So with Nasruddin Imavov saying, no, me and Hamzat are brothers, I'm not going to fight him. Because that was the fight that was supposed to happen. And he said, no, because we are brothers. They don't even train together, not even from the same country, not from the same gym. The UFC does not like that. So I do believe a big reason, and rightfully so. You can't go and, especially when you get that title shot, you're either taking it or not. Because the division needs to go on. And I do believe that that is why he's being seen over so many times. And how long is he going to sit out? Because right now things are exciting. Things are exciting, and he's done the work. He can get that shot. Nobody would be angry, but you can't. You don't dictate this. You don't dictate, especially when you get that title shot.
I was just going to say, when you look at the names, like you hear Damian Maia, Woodley, Covington, Masvidal, Burns, like these are guys that are now their careers finished. So what is that? What do you get out of that when you can still be up here, holding the fort down?
I'm grateful that I was, as much of little bumps and bruises that I've had as well, I'm grateful that I'm still able to do this, that I'm still able to put myself through. It's not just the fight, it's the training camps. To get through the training camps, to be able to go in there and perform, I'm just grateful. I have a great team, great coaches, and kind of I put a lot into my body, even when I'm not competing or training. So I have a great team that kind of supports me and helps me do this. So I'm just grateful.
And if Khamzat doesn't get the title shot, like you said, he doesn't deserve that rematch, what should the UFC do with it?
Yeah, I think Strickland said he'll be ready in end of the year in December. I do believe the Imavov Strickland fight is the fight to make. I do believe that's the right fight to make, and yeah, I think so. Strickland has beaten him on short notice before. He obviously wants that win back. I think it's a great fight.
And then obviously there's been a lot of talk about Strickland and Chimaev at the top of the weight class potentially rematching. What's your opinion on that potentially?
I mean, there's only one opinion that there should be. Between the two of them, they have an amazing 0 title defenses. So how do you warrant a rematch? In that case, I have 2, so give me a rematch then. I have 2 wins over the current champion. And, it makes 0 sense.
And when you talk about being the best in the world, what do you think is more impressive, being a 2-division champion or having a dominant title reign in one division and consistently beating the best guys?
Yeah, that's a very interesting debate, right? It's been ever since Conor became a double champion, that has been the talking point. Is it what defines a great champion? Because you go with the GOAT in John Jones, who is a double division champion, but what got him to being having that title is the fact that he was on such a long title reign. He was so dominant at his weight. But I think it's 2 different situations. I do believe that long reign grants you that title. But, how long do you want to? I do believe there comes a time where you go, I have proven myself enough. I'm going up to test myself even more, because otherwise you're basically staying comfortable in that division, which you can do 100%. It can, it is still the legacy that a guy like Kamaru has. And that's why I say I have all the respect in the world for him as a fighter, now going up to 185 and going to test himself against a bigger weight class. And, that's also an achievement on its own. I can't say which one means more, but to have a dominant run in a division, going up and becoming a champion, like Islam did, I think that is what, in today's day and age, what makes a great champion.
Yeah, Kamaru, there's an old video out there of you and Islam. I think it was on Anatomy of a Fighter. And it was when you guys were just kind of talking to each other, saying like, bro, we're going to be here one day and we're potentially going to, fill out this arena. What do you remember that moment?
Absolutely. I think I was champion. I was a welterweight champion, and Islam wasn't champion yet. And we were talking about it. But even at that time, I knew Islam had the potential to become a champion, a great champion, once Khabib and everything kind of cleared up there at that division. But, Islam was a champion at that time, and me and Islam have always been great, cool, and friendly. And I'm like, hey, you're a big guy. I'm sizing him up. You're a big guy. He's like, yeah, if there's ever an opportunity, it'll be a blockbuster fight. Islam is a pound-for-pound number 1 right now. Have we ever had the pound-for-pound number 1 fight the former pound-for-pound number 1? We never had that. And that's an opportunity I think the company missed before this. But it is what it is. Maybe that fight might materialize again. But, like I said, I know I don't have a ton of these left, so I'm just grateful for each and every one that I have now and going out there and making the biggest and best memories that I can.